Yes, we can start. Yes, please start.
Okay, so today agenda, we need to understand how to import and export data with the help of data loader, right? So if we talk about Salesforce data loader, so it is an client utility, or you can say it is a software that you need to first install in your system, right? So that you can import and export data with the help of data loader. So data loader is a, you can say it is a kind of application. We also import and export data with the help of import and export wizard, that is a part of your Salesforce environment. But there is some limitation, like with the help of import and export we are able to import data that is less in size. So you can say it is less than 50,000. If you have a huge amount of data and you want to import and export, even if you want to export data for daily routine, like if you want to take backup of your data, in that particular case the internal Salesforce utility is not beneficial. In that case we required some different tool that allow you to import and export data according to requirement, like if you want to take backup and if you have a huge amount of data. In that particular case data loader will help you, right? Similarly, if you want to export your data, so the internal Salesforce utility have some limitation, right? uh, but with the help of data loader you can extract a subset of data, like if you have a employee data in your object, right? And employee data contain data of all department, and what you want to retrieve only a subset of data, like if you want to retrieve the data of employee who belongs to the marketing department, so in that particular case you can also retrieve data of a specific subset, right? So if you want to utilize your data loader, so first you need to install. Now what you have to do, you have to click on the setup. In setup you need to search data loader. When you search on data loader, then it provide some link, like it provide download client utility for Windows. Even you can download for Mac, right? So that is one external application, client application, that you need to download and install in your system. Basically if you want to install this particular software, then you need Java runtime environment. That means before installing this particular software in your system, you require a Java runtime environment. After that, you are able to install this software, right? Now, when you install this particular software, then you can directly access, like from start menu in all program, you can access your data loader. Even you can get a shortcut in your screen, right? When you open this client utility, the user interface of this client utility is like that, right? We have multiple button over there, like insert, update, upsert, delete, hard delete, export, and export all, right? Now if you want to import your data or export your data, so when you open this utility, it will directly show these button. But before using this button, you need to authenticate. That means you need to provide your user ID and password for the or for which you want to import or export, right? Now, if you want to import your data, so for that particular case, you need to click on insert button, right? When you click on insert button, it will prompt for your username and password. Similarly, in the case of update, upsert, and delete, and hard delete, whatever is the option you choose, first you need to authenticate, right? After that, you need to specify from where you want to insert your information, right? That means your data. Basically, data loader provide a way to import your data with the help of one file that is known as CSV file, right? You can say it is a form of your Excel sheet, spreadsheet, that is also known as. CSV means comma separated values. Basically, it is a format to import and export your data, right? So before import or export, we need to first preparing your data. That means the column that you want to import, right? So first we need to create our CSV file that is in the format that is just related to your object. Suppose we have an object like with the name of account, and account object have certain column. So if you want to import your data into your account object, then you need to prepare a sheet in a manner so that you can simply map your Excel sheet that is in the form of CSV with your object column, right? Like in the case account, we have one object with the name of, we have a one field with the name of name. So in Excel sheet, we have a column that contain name value for account so that we can map up our Excel sheet column with the object column so that we can easily transfer our data, right? So when you click on the icon that is available on the desktop, or you can directly access this client utility from your program, then it will open your data loader. Now, if we compare data loader with import wizard, that is part of your Salesforce. So there is basic difference. The basic difference is there. If you want to load your data that is more than 50,000, in that particular case we require data loader. If you have a data that is less than 50,000, in that particular case you can go with import wizard, right? In the same way, to load data into an object is not supported by the import wizard. Sometimes it is not possible to load certain type of object with the help of import wizard. So in that particular case, we can use data loader, right? Similarly, with the help of data loader, we can also schedule our regular backup, right? But in the case of import or export wizard, we are not able to do that particular thing because they allow you to monthly export your data, right? Basically, data loader, we can use export data for a backup purpose, right? Similarly, everything we have advantages as well as limitation. So with the help of import wizard, we are able to you can say import certain kind of object. If you want to check which object we can work with, so you need to go setup. In setup we have data management. In data management category, you can open your import wizard, right? In import wizard we have a FAQ like portion where you can check the amount of data you can import and the object which is supported by, right? So you can go through with this information and then you can easily understand. And similarly, if you want to prevent duplicate by uploading record according to the account name, site, contact email address, then you can use import wizard if you want to perform this particular activity, right? If we are talking about inserting your record, when we start our utility, then we need to authenticate. At the time of authenticate, we have two options there. The one is we can use auth, and the second one is you can say with your username and password, right? Basically, in both case, you need to provide your user ID and password. But if you are using the second option, right, in that particular case, you need to provide password in a combination of your security code. That means only the user, actual user of the site can access this utility, right? That means if you know the security token, then only you are able to log in into your system. Otherwise, when you provide your user ID and password, whether it is correct, it always show error message, unable to log in due to maybe username and password is wrong. But exactly, the password is not wrong. It required password with the help of combination, or you can say password plus security token, right? And data loader always support your CSV file. Now, when you start this utility, then first you need to select the object, right? That means if you want to insert a record, then for which object you want to insert your data. After that, you need to choose your CSV file, right? Basically, CSV file uh, contain data in the form of row and column. It is your spreadsheet, basically. We are saving this particular sheet in the format of CSV, right? After that, what you need to do, you need to map your object columns with Excel sheet column, right? For mapping, you can manually map the column or you can use auto map. Basically, auto map automatically map your Excel sheet column with your object column name. Basically, it map on the basis of name, right? If the name are same, then it will automatically map. If the name are not same, so this will not work. In that particular case, you need to manually map, right? After that, you can easily import your data. Now, if we talk about update and upsert, basically these are the buttons that are available on the client application. Update. Update, basically it is basically used to update your record on the basis of ID, right? Whenever we insert a record in your Salesforce, then Salesforce provide a unique ID for each record, right? Now, if you want to update a record, then you need to specify on which particular field you want to update your record. That means that is a unique ID, right? So we need to update record on the basis of unique ID that is available. You can say part of your Salesforce. And upsert. Basically, upsert is like update, right? If the record is exist, then it will update your record. If record is not exist, then it will create a new record for you. So whenever we import or import our data, so data loader give us two file in return, right? One is known as success file and second is known as error file, right? If we are importing our data, it contained maybe 20 record, 30 record. So when the import operation or maybe update, upsert or delete, whatever you are choosing, is performed successfully, then it return two file. One is success file and second is error file. If there is any success, then you can open and check which record is successfully inserted. If there is any failure, then it show the failure record with cause. What is the cause of not insert or update, right? So that user can understand what is the cause of the error, and we can rectify that particular error and we can further try to insert, update and upsert whatever we want to do, right? So that is one second advantage, you can say, of data loader. Similarly, if we talk about export, right? So with the help of export, we can export the existing data, right? Now, what you need to do? Simply, you need to first log in into your client utility. After that, you need to select the object that you want to export, right? At the time of export, in export wizard that is available in the Salesforce, right? You need to export entire columns and record. There is no option where you can set the which column you want to export. That means Salesforce automatically export entire column. If your object contain 100 column, then it will automatically select 100 columns and export the data, right? But in the case of data loader, you can select the column, right? That column you want to extract. Yeah, suppose if you have 100 columns and you want only 10 specific column, then you need to select the column and you can easily export. Even you can uh, write the SOQL query, basically, right? Where you can specify the where condition. That means the subset that you want to retrieve. It will retrieve the subset of data from the object, right? Similarly, we have one option that is known as export all, right? Now, what is the export and export all? Basically, whenever we delete a record, the delete recorded is directly moved to the recycle bin, right? if we select export, it will retrieve only the data that is available in your object. If we select export all, then it will also include data from recycling, right? Similarly, delete. If you want to delete your record, right? So what you you need your Excel sheet, that means CSV file that contain your data that you want to delete. And we are deleting on the basis of ID of the Salesforce, right? Salesforce record basically. Suppose your Excel sheet or you can say your CSV file contained 10 records, and each record has a specific unique ID. And we are using this particular CSV file for deleting the record. Then it will match the ID with the objects record, and it will delete where the ID compares successful, right? If there is no comparison, then that means that particular record is not able to delete. So in that particular case, we get one error in error file, right? If we are able to delete successfully 4 record, then in success file we get that 4 record that is deleted. Now there is one more option that is known as hard delete. Hard delete, basically, if you want to delete a record, when we delete a record, all the record is directly moved to the recycle bin. Now, if you want to permanently delete all your record, that means the record is not stored in recycle bin. In that particular case, we need to use hard delete. It will delete your data from the object itself as well as from recycle bin, right? So now we take the example. Screen is visible. Now, I will show you one CSV file. Basically, CSV means comma separate value. I have one example data where data is stored for accounts as well as contact, right? You can see this is the account name, and for each account we have contacts, right? The similar line we have contact, right? Now suppose if you want to import your data for account, right? So what you can do, you need to use your data loader and you can import it. Now you can see there is some duplicate value, right? If you want to, you need to first check before importing, there is no duplicacy of data. So what can I do? We can just remove this duplicate value. Just go to save as. What we can do is need to just copy this record. Contact. And we need to create another sheet. And we need to save it. Save as. We need to specify the location. And you can write the name. Account. And save type is CSV, right? Comma delimited, save it. Second thing that we need to do, we need to remove the duplicate value, right? So data, remove duplicate, and duplicate on the basis of account name. So it will total record we have 20, and in 20 records 8 values are duplicate and remaining is 12, right? So it will remove the duplicate value and it will only show the unique record, and first column is act as a heading, right? So just save it. Whenever we save, then we the remaining sheet is automatically removed. Just click reopen the file and check. Right, so what we can do, we need to import this particular record. So when we remove import the data, then we find 12 record is important. The first column act as a heading, right? So login into your org and open sale app. Basically sale app contain your accounts and contact. So first we need to check the total number of record that is already available in accounts. So currently I remove all the record from the object. That means currently there is no record belonging to account object, right? So need to import. So for importing, you need to click on data loader. Now you can see before installing data loader, you need to install the runtime environment of Java. That is Zulu Open JDK 11. After that, you are able to install your data loader, right? And this is your client utility, right? Now you can see we have insert, update, upsert, delete, export, and export all, right? And in my folder, I have only 2 CSV file, one file that contain both account as well as contact, and this one that contain only account information. So currently I'm going to use this particular file, right? Because we need to create a accounts first. So just click on insert. When we click on insert, it provides the login screen, right? Now here we have 2 options. The one is auth and second is password authentication. Basically, if we talk about auth, when we click on auth and we need to select the environment. For developer and production, we need to select production. Otherwise, we can select sandbox. So currently we are using developer account. So I need to select production, right? When we click on login, it will prompt for username and password. And with the help of auth, it is a kind of authentication that Salesforce support, right? we are able to log in into the system. We can also use password authentication, right? In password authentication, you need to specify your URL. That means the URL of your org, and you need to enter your username and password. Now, when you provide your username and password, it may be show invalid login ID and password, right? Authentication may be failed. In that particular case, you need to input password in a manner like your fast password, and with the help of password, and you need to concatenate your security token with password so that you are able to log in, right? So I'm using auth, right? And just clicking on login. Now here you need to specify your user ID and password. This is my user ID, and you need to specify your password, right? And you need to click on login. It will be using auth concept and allow me to log in, right? Now this is, you need to click on allow. After after that, we get message either it is successful or failure. We get a message login successful, right? Now we need to click on the next button. Now here you need to specify the object that you need to work with. Like currently I am working with account, so I need to select account. After that, I need to choose my CSV file. Just click on browse. And here you need to specify your CSV file, right? That is your account. Just click on next. Now it will analyze your CSV file and find the total number of record available. That is 12 in number. And it will calculate and show you. Just click on OK. Now it will showing your fields, right? Now basically these are the field that is from Excel sheet, or you can say CSV file, right? Now you need to create a mapping. That means you need to map your Excel column with your object field, right? Just click on this. Now here we have one option, like we can simply drag and drop. That means we are mapping this particular field with this, right? This is known as manual mapping. If you want to auto map, just click on this. It will automatically map the field for you. Basically, the concept they are using to auto map, they recognize the name, which are same. It will automatically map. Otherwise, if the field is available and name is different, in that particular case, you need to manually map, right? Now you can see some of the field are mapped automatically and some field are left. If you want to map this particular field also, then you need to manually select the field and drag and drop field here, right? You can save this particular mapping for future working. Like we can we need to perform multiple operation like upsert, delete, and update, right? In that particular case, you can use the mapping that you already created, right? Just click on OK. Just click on next, right? Now, in this particular step, that is final step, you need to specify where your success and failure file is moved, right? So that is on desktop. We have one folder with the name of import and export data. It is default selected, and click on finish, right? It will first confirm and then yes. Depending on your data, it will take time. Otherwise, we have only 12 records. So finally, 12 success and 0 error, right? If you want to check that success file, you can directly click here. All the record is successfully inserted. If you want to check the error, if there is any error, we have currently 0 error, you can view from here, right? So first step is completed. Now just try to open this particular folder. Now we have two new files. The one is success file and one is error file. You can open and check the status. Now you can see uh, for each record that is created in Salesforce, Salesforce provide the ID. So all the record that is inserted, item created successfully, and for each item we get a unique ID, right? So with the help of this ID, we can further perform certain action, like if you want to update any particular record. So in that particular case, suppose if you want to change the name of account, maybe the type of account, maybe any value. In that particular case, what we required the ID, for which ID you want to update or for which ID you want to upsert or delete, right? So in that particular case, this ID help us, right? Similarly, we have error file. If there is some failure, that means a certain record is not inserted, then you can open and find the cause for that. What is the cause? Record is not inserted, right? So currently there is no error. So this file is empty, right? Now we are going to Salesforce and just refresh. It's recent view. We need to change all. So we need to change the list type. We need to select all record. Currently it is recent view. So we need to select all record and we find the total number of record that is available. So we find all the records for account is created, right? Similarly, if you want to insert all the contacts, right? Currently, I'm not going to map the record. I'm just going to show you how to import contact. We can also make a lookup relationship with contact and account. So currently, I'm not going to create lookup. We are just going to import contact. Let's try to import. So we have insert option. I'm going to insert record for contact, right? And select the file, contact and account, right? Just click on. Now, we need to select the contact, right? Before that, just open this success file. And we find for each account, we have a unique ID, right? So we can utilize this ID to make contact under account, right? Basically, for using import and export wizard in a proper way and in complex situation, we also understand how to work with the Excel. That means we need to understand different functions of the Excel as well. Like we have certain function, lookup function like VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. With the help of these function, we can simply copy the ID of a particular account from this sheet, and we can directly using that particular formula, we can uh, simply paste in another sheet. Currently, I'm not going to explain the Excel. So what can I do? I just manually copy all the values from here, and we can utilize in Excel sheet, right? So we have another sheet, account contact, that contain your 20 record. Like for this particular account, we have one, two, three, four records, right? Sorry, three records. And for Salesforce, we have two record. That means for this particular account, we have two contact. And for this particular accounts, we have three contact. That means when we import, when we try to import the contact, then three contact are under same account that can be viewed with the help of related list, right? So what can we do? We can insert a new column and we put ID. We can also use VLOOKUP here. So what we can do, simply we can copy paste the value. So first value, for reference purpose I'm copying here. So for email communication, we have value, right? For this particular three accounts, right? Express logistic. Basically, this particular thing is not done manually. We need to perform Excel operation function like VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Generally, here we can use VLOOKUP to look up the value of a particular account from another location, right? Right. So after that, we need to save this CSV file, right? That contain 20 records, right? Just click on save. Always save file in CSV format. Let's close it. Not this. Okay. For this we need to add ID. So our account and contact file is ready. Now next step to import the contact. And when we importing the contact, then we need to manage the lookup relationship also, right? And that is with the help of this ID. So we are just going to try this insert. In insert, we need to choose contact, right? After that, we need to open this CSV file, click on next. Now it will analyze and count the total number of record, that is 20 in number, right? Okay. Now here you need to create the mapping. Just click on automap. It will automatically map, right? Now there is one option, that is ID, that is now created by us, that contain the ID of the accounts. So this ID need to be linked with this account ID, right? So we need to manually map, right? So that we are able to manage the lookup relationship, right? Uh, just click on OK and try to execute. And let's see what happened. Execute. Maybe there is some error. So you can see 18 record, total record is 20, and 18 is successful and 2 failure. So what do we can directly see from here. Also we can open our Excel file and see what is the cause. So this is success file. Now just open. We find 18 record is successfully imported. And for each contact that is created, we get a ID. Success file basically provide the ID. Now these are the current ID of the contact, and we get the status item created. That means contact is now created. Now we open a failure file, that means the error file, and we find 2 record is not inserted. So for that there is no ID, right? ID is created only for the success record. So we can check the reason. Now you can see we get the proper cause. The cause of that, for contact, right, we have invalid email ID. So you can see in email ID there is ampersand. That's why record is not inserted. So we can easily check what is the cause of not inserting, right? So you can say this is one advantage of data loader. Now if you want to further import this particular record into your object, then first you need to, what you need to do, you need to copy, you can say, this record, and further you can upsert your data, right? So currently first we need to check the total number of record in contact. So just click on the contact, and we need to check the total number of record. So we need to click on all contact, and you find all records. That means total 18 records, right? So we have 18 records. Now go to the accounts and try to open any accounts, and just need to check we lookup relationship is working or not. So we are going to open any account. like we have S force that contain basically two contact. So we need to open related. Now in related, you can easily find the two contact is now associated, right? Because we at the time of import we perform the lookup relationship also, right? So there is one problem. The problem is two record is not inserted. So now we are try to import these record also. So for that we need to open the error file and copy these two record, right? And we need to paste in success file, because in success file we have already id, right? So just paste here. Right. So we need to first correct the email id, because that is the cause of error. First we need to find out the error. We need to remove this extra values. And the second one, right? Now in that particular case, we can we have id for this two record. We don't have an id, so what we can use, we can use upsert. Suppose if you want to update any value, we can also update. Simply what you need to do, you need to change the value. Like for this particular record, we have id, we can use id to check the record. We are just going to change the billing city, right? So just save it in a csv format, right? And try to import it. So current success file is 892, right? So we need to import this particular file. So in this particular case, we need to upsert. Upsert means it will basically update your one record, because only one record is updated, and it will also create a two new record. So just click on upsert. You need to choose contact and browse the file, the success file 892. Just click on next. A duplicate column ID is found. Would you like to continue? No. So basically, there is one duplicate column. You need to correct it first. In success file, one ID that is now generated by the Salesforce for contact, and one ID column that we are using for accounts. So we need to change the name. Already open. No. So one column is this, and this is for account. So we can add A. Just save it. Right, now try to import. For every operation, we get success file as well as failure file, right? So just click on upsert, select your object, click to upload your CSV file, 892. Just click on next. It will analyze total 20 record. Okay. And it work on the basis of ID, right? Just click on next, create mapping, and we are choosing this auto map. Auto map automatically map it, right? Click on OK, next, finish. Now it's performing your upsert. So we find all the 20 record now successfully upsert. That means if there is any updation, then it will automatically perform the updation, or if there is any insertion, so it will automatically insert it record, right? So first we need to check from the Salesforce itself. Just click on the contact. Initially we have 18 records. Now we need to find the total number of record. Just click on the all contact. So it will created 2 new record. Now we have 20 item in the list, right? So it will also created the 2 new record for us, and 1 record is now updated. So we need to check which record updated. We update the value for the last record. So we need to check in Salesforce it is updated or not. So what we need to do, just we need to copy the ID, right? And in URL, you just click, it will automatically show the record, right? Just paste it, and it will directly open the record. We change the value from New York to California, I think, right? So it will show that value. Current value is California. Initially, it is New York. So by this way, we can upsert. Similarly, if you choose update, so it will basically update the existing record. It will not create any new record, right? Similarly, if you choose delete, then it will delete the record based on the ID, basically, right? Suppose in that particular case, we required ID. So ID must be there. So it will match your ID that is available in your Excel sheet with your Salesforce data. If all the record that are matching, it will delete. If you choose hard delete, in that particular case, it will delete your data as well as remove it from Salesforce. We need to check the city name. So we can also check from by using export utility, right? So just click on the export. If you are using export all, it also include your recycle bin data, right? So just click on the contact, and you need to specify where you want to export your file. So you need to specify your folder and specify the name like extract contact, right? Click on save. Now click on the next. Click on the next. Now, this is the option where you can specify the column that you want to retrieve in your output, right? So we have an option, we can simply tick all the column that we want to retrieve, right? So I just select now, currently select all. So it will select all the column. If you want to specify any condition, then you can specify like if you want to retrieve any specific city record or maybe any location related record, then you can simply select city and you can specify city name. Then it will display all the record that match this particular condition, right? Now you need to click on finish and it will extracting your data. Now we find 20 records, right? So we can click on view extract. It will show all the data that is retrieved from the Salesforce, right? It also create a Excel file that is available in your folder. Just click on this. We have the extracted contact, right? From where we can check all the record, right? Similarly, when you select delete, when you click on delete, when you click on delete, then it will delete the record based on the ID that is available in your Excel sheet, right?
Uh, yes. So Ajay, there is an upcoming session. We have a minute or so. So,
Uh,
so Pardot.
what is the question?
So we have an upcoming Pardot session, and we have only a minute to jump on that.
Okay, right, right.
Okay.
So just I'm closing with one things. That is, if you want the security token, so from where you get the security, simply for that you need to click on the your icon, name icon, and in name icon we have an option with the name of setting. Now where you find one link that is known as reset your security token. When you click on this icon setting, under setting we have reset your security token. When you click on this particular link, then you get a mail where you find your security token. Now we have reset my security token, right? uh, when you reset your token, then your old token is now not work. Reset your security token. When you click successfully on this button, your security token mail to your ID, whatever your registered ID, right? And by using this security token, you can log in, right? You can check your email. When you click on this, you get a security token, and by using this security token, right, that means your login ID, password, and concatenate your security token, you are able to log in your data loader.